Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Automation Update. I'm Gabriel Correjo, and I'm here with Neeti. Hi, Neeti.
Hi, Gabe.
I don't know where Micah is, but
guys, I'm almost done.
What?
Hey, guys, 1 second. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'll be there on that other call.
Oh my
I think that
God.
should be fine. No, I'm at my home office. It's totally fine. Nothing weird going on. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, guys.
hi, Micah.
Am I late? A little bit.
What are you wearing?
This is so I can take those calls at pretty much anywhere, anytime, and I'm ready
You
to
could
go.
be windsurfing.
Let me
you can
awkwardly move this out of the way so that we can get started here.
This is live, people, so apologies for my friend and colleague.
Well,
I'm
Micah
sorry,
is
Neeti.
Superman, so.
I mean, it's kind of a cape, right? It's a Micah cape. It's actually fitting, isn't it?
I feel most comfortable in front of a green screen. That's where I sit at home, so
True.
this is my natural habitat.
You guys are seeing behind the scenes, sort of, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is how how do they say how the cake is made, kind of thing. What's the phrase? There's some turn of phrase there.
Yeah.
I'm new to this thing, so I don't have these catchy catchphrases. However, what I do have today, what we have, is the pleasure of talking to Neeti Shukla, our co-founder, our head of the Social Impact Office. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
So happy to be here.
Neeti, you were part of the keynote today. I know you've been extremely busy throughout Imagine and leading up to Imagine, like we all have. But here we are, back live from New York. How's the experience been?
Oh, fantastic. I think just meeting customers and partners and even, colleagues that we really haven't met in the last 2-3 years, just the buzz, the energy, the engagement and the conversations have been fantastic.
It's so cool. It's so cool. So you've been really busy with the Social Impact Office. For those of you that missed the keynote, do tune into the replay. All of the replays will be up on the virtual site after Imagine concludes, which unfortunately, because I feel like there's so many more people to talk to and so much more to do, after that concludes today, we'll have the replays up for you to go back and check it out. But let's go back to your keynote. Some really important things that are happening, some really important things that you're doing in the way of helping nonprofits succeed in this automation economy as well. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So as I mentioned in my keynote, Automation Anywhere obviously helps you get more productive and efficient through your processes and allows organizations to do more with their human workforce. The human workforce is able to create more, waste less time on repetitive and mundane work, and really allow the bots to enable them to do more, really, yes. Now, as I mentioned, the nonprofit sector is one of those sectors, one of those verticals where there is so much need to do more. And one of the ways you can do that is through automation. And so we've set up in the Social Impact Office a program by which we can work with nonprofits to get them to automate more, to be their partner, to enable them to do more with the resources they have. I mean, nonprofits are so driven to the missions they stand for. They have volunteers and resources, but their needs are very imminent, very immediate, and very urgent. And automation can be a great tool in their belt to deal with the crisis that they're always facing.
Yeah. And I think just further on that, so from my understanding, what we've seen, so there's a couple different things. We help them with the technology, with the Automation Success Platform, in terms of giving them the ability to use bots maybe that we've co-built with them or that they're able to create for themselves for their processes. But in addition to that, we also work with nonprofits that are upskilling and training underserved communities as well. So so obviously they have access to the platform, but we're actually helping them learn the skill, right? And even folks like Micah, I think, are pitching in on some of those things, right?
Correct. I mean, if you consider that we are a catalyst technology and you think that the world is changing, the future of work is changing, and Micah does a lot of work with developers around the world, folks who are really building the next generation of automations, really, for their organizations and for society as a whole. So as a catalyst technology, we bear a responsibility, I think, to help train people who are sometimes just not given the opportunity to really go and get a tech job or get trained for tech. And so we work with a lot of social partners to help uplift communities where we work and live in, to help them train through these marginalized segments of society, really, and give them an opportunity to go get a tech job, get better pay, break that poverty cycle, or do better for their families than they have before. And we work with some fantastic partners around the world accomplishing this as well.
I think it's, Mike, pipe down a little bit, okay?
Well, no, I mean, I was going to say, that was inspirational for sure, and I think it's really interesting, especially as people have opportunities to learn those new skills. Even if you don't go into tech full time after you go through training or learn this,
yes,
this is still an excellent skill for someone to have working anywhere, right? If you're
Correct.
working at a nonprofit, if you're working in a business area or a functional area within a business, this is a great skill to have. And even if you're not building all the time, knowing the capabilities of the platform, knowing what is a good opportunity for automation, and maybe even be able to help out build some of that stuff on your own, I think is definitely a win.
I think it's really, because we talk about this, and when we talk about sort of automation for everyone, typically, you're thinking within the enterprise and within, right? And we talk about that a lot. And obviously it's important. Obviously I want that even for our job and future. But really it's sort of next level. It's automation for everyone in the sense of technology access and empowerment.
Correct.
For those underserved and marginalized communities and stuff. I've seen it firsthand. I've talked to the folks in the Delta via People Shores, and heard their stories about how it truly changed their lives. It's extremely powerful. I know we've got a lot more coming down the pike. We'll be telling you those stories because we're working on these stories as we speak, right? Some really exciting stuff coming. What can we expect throughout the end of the year? Is there anything else we should be looking for that we can share with the audience?
So I mentioned in my keynote as well, we're working with an organization called CFHT, where we're building a bot to help refugees in need. And when you look at these kind of organizations and the type of work they do, I think there's just so much more that we can do together. And I would love to automate a lot more of their processes so that they can, kind of do more for the refugees. And likewise with any other nonprofit. So we're definitely hoping to do a lot more of that. We're also coming out with the second white paper in the series with NHS that we jointly write, talking about healthcare and how they have innovated with automation during this pandemic in the last few years, and some of the learnings and the data that we've seen that has come out of the NHS, which is really a really large organization, of course, but provides healthcare to millions of people. And there's so much learning that we can bring to other hospitals and other healthcare systems. And that should be out in the near future too.
All right, so awesome. Look for that.
One last thing I'll say. As an employee, I would say it means a lot to me to work for an organization that has such a commitment to giving back, right? Because I think that's no one wants to work for someone who's just going after money at all costs or whatever. But like to work for someone who's actually considerate about what are we doing for social good, what are we doing for those around us, I think is awesome.
I mean, we do it because it's the right thing to do, of course. But more importantly, thank you to all the Automation Anywhere employees who give so generously of their time to make these programs successful. Our video program is really just getting started, but is going to go places. I can just tell just by the sheer passion and drive you see. So I'm super excited to see what happens in the next year.
Great job, Neeti. Keep up the great work. Shout out to the Social Impact team.
That's right.
Love
Grace,
you guys.
Betsy, Jamie, all of you, Anuli.
Keep it up. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of the show.
That's right.
And we'll talk to you soon.